I love that Joker's just walking around in his cute little monogrammed pajamas. Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 3 of Fire Force. And yeah, last time we had our crew, Company 8, teaming up with Joker, thanks to Victor's connection and everything, and kind of the revelation, though obviously we as viewers already knew, but the revelation to Company 8 that Victor and Joker have just always been working together. That's where Victor's loyalties truly lied, with his boyfriend. Yes, I ship them. Deal with it. But in all seriousness here, um, I really do like Joker. I feel like I wouldn't say he's an underrated character, because from what I've gathered, he is very popular. But I feel like he's not talked about enough. Like, I've heard a lot of people obviously talk about Shinra and Arthur and obviously Maki. I hear a lot about Princess Hibana because everybody's thirsty for Princess Hibana, which is fair. Um, and even a lot of like talk for like Benny and whatnot, which makes sense. Benny's badass and awesome and just a cool dude. But I just feel like Joker, I just don't see as much, you know? And I've never like seen a cosplay for Joker, for example. I've seen Maki's, I've seen Shinra's, I've seen Princess Hibana. I think I even saw oh god, what is her name? The nun girl. I can't think of her name at the moment. I think I even saw a cosplay of her like once or twice. Um, but it's like I've never seen one of Joker. And that's kind of disappointing because I feel like that could be a really good cosplay. And I'd love to see. And there probably are some. I could probably find pictures if I looked online, but I mean in real life. Um, but Obi is being threatened with, being turned into an infernal through the insect. And this kind of hot, kind of creepy woman, um, whose name is Gold, I think. I think it's Gold, something like that. Um, is kind of, I guess, threatening to be the one to do it. Um, Meanwhile, we have Captain Burns continuing to be his brainwashed self. And yes, I'm counting it as being brainwashed because he was so aggressively mentally manipulated into um joining forces with the White Clads and everything. It's pretty much the equivalent of brainwashing, even though no literal brainwashing has occurred. It's such aggressive manipulation on Hamea's part, though. You can't deny that. um, we have like just a lot of setup in the last episode, not too much like resolution with anything. We see that Obi is continuing to exercise, be his beautiful buff ass self, so that's fun. Um, and I'm just excited to see where this season goes. Because there's a lot that's set up from the previous season. There's a lot that's being set up already this season. And on top of it, this is the final season. And although we're getting it like split up and everything, it's like I'm still very curious as to how we're going to handle this all. How this is going to close out and everything. Because there's just like so many things we have to touch on. Characters we have to rescue and everything. So it's like I don't know like how we're going to handle this all, but with the White Clads taking over, the Holy Soul Temple and pretty much everything else, it definitely feels like it's the end game. Like this really does feel like we are hitting the final chapter of this series. Um, and it's not perfect. Like I feel like there could be things that like are a little better paced and handled. But overall, I still think it's doing pretty well. And I'm excited to see where it goes. So let us get into this episode and find out. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, Gold, again, I think is her name, is a very interesting character so far. She seems obviously very powerful. Looks like she's almost kind of using, like, magnetic energy in a way somehow. I don't know what that would have to do with fire, though, or heat even, as they mentioned. Um, But I really enjoyed that moment where she's like, oh, well, we know for certain they're not coming through this wall. All of a sudden, boom, right through the wall. It's like, I think that's a really fun trope. I've seen that trope in a lot of things, obviously. It's a very common one. But it's like, I love that, like, instantly being proven wrong joke. It's really funny to me. So that was great. Arthur falling off, it's like, I can't be the only one who noticed that, like, instantly when it happened. Um, how did they not notice? Like, the thing is, yeah, I mean, Arthur is very loud. He's very loud and very, like, brash and everything. It's like, I think you would have noticed that he wasn't there for a while, right? Also, the lieutenant, Hinoa, um, like saying that it's like while they're on the truck, it's like I can stand up if I want. It's like we don't have to be careful anymore. We're rebels. But then when they get there and they find out Arthur fell off, it's like this is why I tell you not to stand up on the truck. It's like my dude, my dude. Meanwhile, we have Joker and um, Shinra taking on Captain Burns, and we find out at least part of his ability, I guess more than we knew before. He basically has stages of heat, and the hotter he gets, the harder it is to fight him for obvious reasons. And we see him reach up to stage 2 here, and Joker's even already saying that this is already going to be a problem for them. And as it continues upwards, it's going to just get worse and worse to the point where they're not going to be able to handle it. So the goal is to kind of try to defeat him quickly. But it's not easy because he's fucking Captain Burns. He's excessively strong as it is. And Hamea is just doing her thing, just torturing herself looking at the moon and shit. Still don't fully understand what's going on there, but okay. And surprisingly, Tamaki managed to actually do something without having her Lucky Letcher lure, whatever the fuck it's called, come into effect. It's like, I think that's the first time in this entire fucking series that she's been able to pull that off. Not that she did fucking anything. But, I mean, no one's really doing much of anything at the moment. They have to find a way to fight her, and we're kind of relying on our two tech bros to find her weakness, or at least find out more about what she's doing. So, we'll see how that ends up going. But, trying to have, like, Arthur lead this attack, lead the assault, is like, why Arthur when Maki's right here? Like, I know Arthur is very strong. Arthur is exceptionally strong. He's obviously a great fighter. But Maki is also exceptionally strong. Like, Maki is insane in terms of her abilities and strength. Like, put a little more respect on her. She should absolutely be the one leading the assault here. Tamaki leading just because she has some fire resistance is kind of insane, kind of stupid. Like, Tamaki should never be leading an assault. And it's not even just because of the Letcher bullshit. She's just not that kind of combatant. Tamaki at best is support. That was just a wild decision. But yeah, it's really interesting seeing kind of like just everything really starting to go down already. It's only episode 3. Which implies to me that I assume this first half of the season is its own arc, and that the second half is going to be the final arc. And that means, like, the final arc is going to be even more insane. It's going to be, like, really fucking insane. I'm just really curious as to everything that's going to be revealed and handled here, because there's just so many things we have to touch on. So, for this to be the final season, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they, like, wrap it all up. But I like how, like, Joker and Shinra are, like, acknowledging how fucking stupid, Captain Burns' thoughts here are, and how, like, just against his entire, like, character he's being. And I'm just wondering if there's more to it than just the simple, manipulated brainwashing, quote unquote, that we know happened already. I'm wondering if the evangelist specifically, or Halmea, one or the other, specifically did something to him that made him more subservient or something. Because we saw Halmea was saying something to him before he saw the evangelist. We don't know what it was, though, because it wasn't audible. And his statement is that he saw the evangelist and saw, like, something that can't be denied, saw basically the equivalent of a god that can't be ignored, and you have to worship, and yada yada. But it's like, I don't know, it feels off to me. I'm very curious as to how these fights are going to go, and where we're going to really get with all of this. We also have a little bit of Princess Hibana in some really adorable reading glasses, doing her studies, and there's a couple times the doppelgangers were mentioned in here, and it's like, am I forgetting something? Am I just forgetting what those are, like from season 2 or something? Because it's like I don't remember it all. If that is something from season 2, please let me know. If it's something that actually hasn't been revealed yet, do not let me know. No spoilers. I don't want any spoilers. There's already the couple things that I know and everything, as tends to happen sometimes. But yeah, I don't actually want any, like, spoilers for what's going to occur. That all being said, I'm assuming Arthur is going to come in clutch for the fight against this gold lady. Either that or he somehow ends up coming in to help fight Burns. That would be a wild surprise. Um, but one or the other, I think, is definitely going to happen here. And I'm very, very interested to see how we manage to get through both of these fights. Because there's just definitely a lot of potential for these to be like really cool battles. So that all being said, thank you as always so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, any thoughts, as long as there's no spoilers, please leave them down below. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.